Somebody once told me the Roderick Strong had a chance to win the NXT Championship. That chance was tonight, and we're going to talk about all about it right now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, Internet? Welcome to the NXT After Show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. You want reason for this song? Roddy's an all-star.
He is. You saw him tonight. He put out an all-star performance.
Well, it was just barely not enough.
Yeah. Maybe if it wasn't for his new family, he wouldn't have ever gotten this far.
Always blame your new family.
Absolutely. They're the source of all your problems and or good things. But they're there, so you have to mention them. Like every third time, you know?
Every minute or so.
Yeah.
Every third time you mention something.
When you talk about Roderick Strong, it's, you know, well, he's from Tampa, he's lived his dream, he's got a family. That's all. You know, he doesn't have thoughts or feelings like a normal man. He is a robot.
We can't bash Roderick Strong on this show.
I'm not.
So we're not going to. The NXT team's
See
here.
you next week.
Yeah. Don't worry. We're on a mission, road to cancellation. That's this tour. That's this current tour.
Road to Cancelmania.
Cancelmania. That's our biggest show of the year. Hi, Bill Hanstock.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
A little bit better now that the air is working?
It's better this week, yeah, but I'm very tired still, so it's okay. We're all tired.
So say we all.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a big weekend, and there's still much to happen. Where can the folks find you on Twitter, in case they don't know?
Sundown Motel.
Beautiful. You can also find you on Xbox One to 360.
Some weeks, yeah, sure.
Because you work.
Yeah, I was there today.
You know who else is here today?
Yeah, this guy.
The Hobo.
Yeah. I had a fun weekend. I climaxed twice. So it was the G1 climax.
It's actually the G1 special.
But
you
the climax.
You prematurely climaxed because it's the kickoff to the actual climax.
I mean, it
It's
was
the prelude.
It was a climax in itself. Was the main event not worthy of a climax? Come on now.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes versus Okada. Come on, that first night, so hot. So hot.
I think this may result in you getting your full release.
And I'm back.
Did I get to Cancelmania yet?
No, this is the go home.
Nice.
Man.
We're off to a hot start, baby.
And I'm the Mark Donica. You can find me on Twitter at Mark Donica.
Wow. At your elbow.
Wow.
Twitter.
And we got shirts. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah, buddy.
This was a really interesting show. There were 2 matches.
Yeah, and a lot of packages.
Yeah, and we're back to climax.
Interviews, packages.
Some returns, some first looks, some glimpses. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we let's get through this?
Let's dive in because it's gonna be a real hard 15, and then we're done.
I like how before we went live, we got one of our wonderful viewers talking about the best wrestling show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Not us, of course, but
well, I mean, we're the best team.
Because we have a team name.
Yeah.
We're NX Meat. Sorry,
yeah.
NX Team.
No, you're on to something.
NX Meat.
Yesterday, you and I were at the grill, grilling at the spot. I lit my arm on fire. You can see it's pretty hairless right about here, the elbow area. The flame shot out of the grill, and it tried to engulf the left side of my body. It did not succeed because that is how great I am. I am not a man to be lit on fire so easily.
I really hope that people's connections drop. I am not a man.
No, but I am.
First of 2 matches of tonight. Cassius Ohno, Hideo Itami versus Sanity. I thought that Ohno and Itami worked pretty well together, and it was Itami that was sort of getting a little too overzealous in places.
Yeah, it's really hard to say. I think Itami is constantly trying to prove why he's there. He's always just there was an incident after this match that you brought up on the YouTube, and I think it brought up a good point. Like, Itami a lot of times is a victim of circumstances. Last week, he was a victim of a really savage beating was that his nose just completely smashed all over his face. Now, he didn't ask for that. That happened to him. So I think he's always trying to prove that he is better than circumstances allow, and that allows for some mistakes.
A little more than some mistakes. This match, it seemed to have him on the receiving end of a lot of the offense from Sanity.
Right. I mean, he's the smaller of the two. You know, Cassius Ohno, he's 6 foot, whatever, 200, whatever. You look at Hideo Itami, he's about 5'8", 180, 190 pounds. He's the one that you're gonna focus on. 'Cause you look at Wolf, you look at Dane, it's a couple of big men. Alexander Wolf is no slouch. Arguably, he's lighter than Killian Dane, but lighter by what? Maybe 30 pounds? That's not a big difference.
He's not that much lighter than
It's
him.
hard to tell because he's got the baggy clothes. Dane is not hiding anything.
He's leaving
really.
nothing to the imagination.
No. I mean, he's obviously maybe hiding some grapes, but past that, he's got everything exposed.
Grapes because he's on a strict diet.
Absolutely, he's vegan.
Is that so?
I don't know.
Biggest vegan I've ever seen.
Well, it takes a lot of fruits and vegetables. It's the fiber. The fiber puffs you up like that. He's really...
We want to puff
You lost yourself there. You all right?
There's something I wanted to say.
Okay, yeah,
but I
please don't.
can't.
Please don't. We started off. We started off at 11 for God's sake.
Still made me laugh.
Now, Bill, in this we got to see a lot of Alexander Wolf's more sort of like the cerebral nature of his offense. Like Sanity has a lot of different sort of types coming together, but this is one of the first times we really gotten to see Alexander Wolf shine.
Yeah, like last week he got on the microphone for the first time in his a year that he's been in NXT, and it was great. And this week we came out and we saw him and Killian before the match sort of like playfully like tousling each other's beards, and then at the end of the match he was looking so lovingly at Dane, and I just want, in canon, I want them to be a couple because they're wonderful. And that's my headcanon anyway.
I ship it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And there's just so much to grab onto about.
So Sanity fan fiction.
Mostly hair.
Well, what can I say? I'm a fanity. Anyway,
You son of a biscuit.
it's a bummer that
That's a new shirt.
It's a bummer that it's taken this long to. It's a bummer that it took them this long to make Alexander Wolf be such a personality, because if he had, I mean, obviously you have to establish Eric Young as the leader, but Nikki Cross was crazy, and then they had that whole thing with changing out the Bruiser. But if you had just established Alexander Wolf as this guy a little bit earlier, I mean, it's good in the sense that it's giving Sanity a new lease on life and refreshing them at this point.
Yeah.
But it makes me feel like maybe there was more that, like maybe they could have been stronger for longer when they initially came in.
Yeah, maybe I
Long,
think
strong, trying to get the friction on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would have made you question who's really in control, though, if Wolf was allowed to speak up more than Young.
Right.
Eric Young, obviously the leader, and
but
I'm not leading tonight, though.
Right. It's just crazy that like you have someone who's this interesting and this charismatic coming forward in this same stable this far into the stable. It's like, what if in the Four Horsemen Tully Blanchard hadn't talked until like 8 months in, and you're like, oh hey, what's this guy's deal?
That's fair. Yeah. But he wasn't short on life, though.
Sure.
That was the thing about Alexander Wolf till now. He was always energetic and always doing something. He was present. So he didn't necessarily have to talk because you could feel his presence. He was always in motion. He was always doing something odd or strange. So he didn't have to talk, but now that he's able to, you kind of go, okay, now this is something. There's something here.
Yeah.
I liked this showing for Sanity a lot, and after, as you mentioned, the tensions got to Itami and Ohno, and they're probably a little bit closer to fighting. I don't know. I'm still not feeling this one too much. Itami seems rightfully angry for some of the stuff that he's doing, though constantly go to sleeping and just, if it wasn't for Ohno, he probably would still be doing it to this day. Oni, a couple weeks ago, aside from that, I don't think he's out of his right mind.
Yeah, it's tough to say, because it's not in any sort of huge fashion. It's in little things. He'll let little things throw him off, and that's what ultimately leads to his downfall in some way. He beat Oney Lorcan clean last week, and that's fine, but it took some serious doing. And Oney Lorcan's not exactly a guy who's at the top of the scene in NXT.
Yeah.
And Itami should be. So I think him getting knocked out of the match that early was an insult, something that hurt his pride. And ultimately he had to battle back to finally beat Lorcan, a guy who he should easily beat. So I think his pride is hurt more than anything. He's supposed to be, or was at the time when he was signed, this blue chip prospect, probably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, is finally in NXT, and he has had nothing but a belabored presence at NXT in the Performance Center at large, with one injury after another. He's looking like an old dog. They made him sound on commentary like he was going to have to be put down. Like,
Well, he does wear a lot of Old Yeller.
he does, but all the same, he's not a rabid dog just yet. He's still got.
I think Otis Dozovic might be, though. Just full.
Just a little, he is a corner of the mouth foam away from just being put into a kennel. Of course, good luck being able to fight a kennel that big. Jeez. Breaking through like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I say that I'm not that interested in Itami and Ohno yet. There's still plenty of time. Brooklyn, if they're leading towards Brooklyn. But how do y'all feel about this matchup? It's the writing's been on the wall for a couple of weeks at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough because I feel for Itami more than I feel for Ohno. You can try and paint Itami as some sort of crazy guy who's turning on his partner, but I'm with him. He has had a crappy time, and he wants to hurt somebody, and I'm kind of with him.
Yeah.
Go hurt somebody. Prove that you're better than somebody, and yeah, you should go and kick some ass. I'm with him. I don't want to see Ohno beat him, because Ohno's naturally bigger. So he has this slight advantage there. He's younger, he's bigger. So Itami, I think, has got more of an uphill battle.
Sure. But I hope Itami wins this, because, I mean, I still feel like Itami's in the right the whole way.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's the biggest issue is we've been following him on this journey, and we want him to succeed. And that's what... Ohno was a guy who, for whatever reason, had to leave the company or was asked to leave the company, whatever. And he went off and he did amazing things. Where Itami was here trying to work his butt off, worked his butt off to the point where he got injured a couple times.
Due to lack of butt.
Due to lack of butt, exactly. So it's hard to not sympathize with that, especially as fans of the brand.
Absolutely. And I don't. They're not making us pick sides. They're not. They're just sort of letting this story unfold. Yeah. But if it does unfold, I'm for Itami. Personally, there's no way I'm rooting for Ohno on this one. Itami should kick his ass, and I hope he does.
I really feel like this is another feud that they shouldn't do. I think they should be doing on the weekly show, like the blow-off match, just like they did with Roderick and Bobby. If I could be so informal with them. Because it feels like both of those feuds have been building for the same amount of time, and we're already done with the strong rude one, and to think that we have 6 more weeks to get to the...
Are we really done with it, though?
I mean, it feels pretty close to... that felt pretty definitive. I don't think these two guys are going to meet up at Brooklyn now that they've had this match on...
I don't know.
Because, I mean, this is... Strong got the number 1 contendership, lost to Itami, and then lost this. That's pretty definitive. Pretty decisive.
Yeah.
And with McIntyre already stating his intentions on wanting to court the NXT Championship.
Milady.
Milady. My title. Like, it seems like even before the match was over, it was already like, what's next?
But another thing, unless things like drastically escalate to the point where you've got like, you know, Itami like breaking Ohno's arm with a bat, or someone running someone else over with their car in the parking lot, like, unless it escalates drastically, like, in my opinion, the Brooklyn show now, like, already after just 2 years, is like NXT's WrestleMania. And Itami versus Ohno just doesn't seem like a big enough match, especially because of, you know, it's been building for, like, I mean, like I said, like, if it keeps like escalating and escalating, but it has to really start ramping up.
Yeah.
Because it's already been like a month of this, and it feels like, yeah.
And sorry, but it's got to be just the two of them. I know that Oni was involved, and we got a little bit of breaking the nose, but just because I was thinking of it, it's just got to be the two of them. Oni can't be in the middle and like try, like, hey guys, like let's try to chill out, and then one beats one up and one saves it. It's got to be personal. It's got to be between the two of them.
Yeah, I think Lorcan's out of this. Yeah. He lost. I mean, he really did lose. But I don't know about Rude. I think Bobby Roode, I think, is still got a dog in the hunt after this match. Even if he has to come back and beat somebody else to get another shot. I think the way he lost was in such a way that allows for a pity to be laid upon him by the audience. It was pitiable.
Who are you talking about? Because you said Bobby Roode.
I'm
you
strong.
said Bobby Roode.
Such
a flippy dip.
Jeez.
You ding dong.
Yeah, I am the dingiest.
What's your favorite type of music? Dump step?
Yeah.
Because you're a big old dumpo?
Hey, man.
I got a little too close on that one. All right, let's move on.
Not cool, man. My mother was a dump.
In the back, at the Performance Center, we've got Ember Moon talking about how she was taking advantage of all of her time back to try to get back into championship contention. It was like
it didn't look like the Performance Center.
Yeah, it was a Performance Center. Taking advantage, utilizing all of these rings, this, that, the other
and all
thing.
these people's arms.
She's
I wanted
not
one of them to hold up an ice cream cone.
and just thank you. One's a ring pop. Ruby Riot pops out of the ring because everybody just in the middle of drills. Says that she hasn't gotten her chance yet. That Ember got her chance. Nikki got her chance, but it's her time. And which Ember's like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to finish this press conference. The end result is going to be Asuka, and she's willing to take on anyone that is in her warpath. So it seems like #1 contendership match between Ruby and Ember?
Yeah, it would feel that way, and I think Ruby's got a good point. You lost.
But
it wasn't like a good loss, but you lost.
The setup for this segment was so clunky and weird.
It's a little weird.
It's like 5 hands, like holding, like, oh yeah, we just decided to have a press conference inside one of the, like, next to one of the training rings at the Performance Center.
It's like, why don't you just shoot all of the footage?
Not even a press conference. It was a media scrum,
yeah.
And one of them had like an NXT flag on it, and then like. You already have established a universe where you just have backstage interviews all the time, but like you're like, oh guys, Ember Moon's going to be available for press for 5 minutes today. We're gonna have to do this scrum style because we've all done media stuff. So just like thinking about the logistics of it is just really hilarious.
Why would?
She should have just been at a podium with like 6 microphones
in the middle of the
One of them has an NXT flag, one of them has a WWE flag, one has like a Southpaw flag. Like,
yeah,
that would be great if there's a Southpaw. Dang, that would have been sweet.
Why even have it outside of the ring? Put the podium in the middle of the ring with all the mics and have them do drills around her. So that Ember can talk and speak her piece, and then Ruby mid-roll can pop up and say, "Hey, no, you lost."
And also get that podium out of here.
Get that podium out of here, eh?
Why is she Canadian?
Why not, eh?
She's not.
What's your problem with the Canucks, huh?
They're a flying team.
It was Canada Day this week as well, eh?
There was their sexcentennial or.
Who's 6? Oh, it was also an anniversary for NXT.
Yeah, this was the 400th episode.
400th.
That's what.
400 episode.
Whatever. Technically still true.
That's right. Full score.
Their 400th.
400. That's 400.
The 400th horseman. The 4th horseman.
That's why Dusty Rhodes wasn't in that.
The fourth.
That'll be a member of the Horseman.
Horseman, baby.
After this, we got a look at the last women's standing match, and then we got to take a look at a package for Drew McIntyre, and then he was in the back with good friend of
Sadly,
the show.
not a look at Drew McIntyre's package.
Close.
I mean, he's tall.
It just
saying.
it just settles right on the eye line.
Almost eye level.
Almost.
6'6".
Wow. In the in the back with Christy, asking him about the title match tonight. He thinks the title match would be fantastic, but after tonight, he's going to be in the conversation. He's going to join. He wants to join the lineage of the industry leaders that all were NXT champions, and it doesn't matter who it is. All roads lead to Drew McIntyre as NXT champion.
Well,
Cool.
all right.
Spoilers.
So what, does he declare himself number one contender, or does he get himself a number one contendership match? And who does he get it with? Like, Christy name dropped Killian Dane, so is it going to be Killian Dane versus Drew McIntyre in a number one contendership match?
Why even Killian Dane?
He's a big boy.
Yeah,
He's a big old meat
I
boy.
mean, he's undefeated.
He's a meat boy.
I believe in singles competition at least he's undefeated, but like I don't necessarily believe in Killian Dane.
Well, believe it.
I think they're kind of running out of options. Yeah.
Somebody once told me they're running out of options. There ain't a lot of tools in the NXT shed.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll hit the ground running to the next segment.
no, don't do it. Don't do it. Steve, I love you, but don't do it. If anything, go to the NXT board and find KFC No and just get that ready. Anyway, so that'll happen. Speaking of things that'll happen, Johnny Gargano's coming back next week.
Yep.
Sure will happen.
It's happening.
Things sure do happen when they happen.
Speaking of things that'll happen, is like the most catch-all segue of all time.
Hey, man, that's what I'm about.
That's a transition.
Speaking of the next subject,
What's that? The next subject? Don't mind if I do. So Johnny Gargano's coming back. They said that he's going to dress his former tag team partner.
he's gonna dress his former tag team partner. Wow, he's really injured.
He's gonna dress him.
Oh, you got
He's gonna
some.
dress him like a little child.
Got a little boiled carrots on your face there, buddy.
Little- He's gonna put him in a
How did
little
you go from
sailor's
dressing
outfit.
to feeding?
Well, if someone's so infirm that you need to dress them, you probably have to help them get fed as well.
Get fed.
Get
How did that break you?
It's so good it broke him too.
I'm laughing at you laughing.
That's like you should do like the get the F out.
Get fed.
Get fed.
Get fed.
Fed.
Now I want it like a GET Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
The Get Fed.
Grappling extraordinaire team.
So it's all tag teams.
It's the Get
no
Fed.
top rope stuff.
Wait, NXT doesn't stand for anything.
What if it did?
New extra get F.
That's actually unrelated.
man.
Thanks, dude.
That's unrelated. That note's been up there for weeks.
That's how we know we're canceled when
Yeah.
that appears.
Oh man. Whew. So what do we want from Johnny Gargano coming back?
What do we want from Junkyard Dog coming back?
I said Johnny Gargano.
From the grave.
Johnny Gargano.
I said Johnny Gargano.
Well, I expect Johnny Gargano to grab them cakes.
Oh man.
It's such a rough
How does
spot.
anybody get through this
I
show?
don't know. How do we get through this shit?
Hi, Kathy.
Hi Kathy.
Yeah, really. God.
Shout out to Kathy Kelly who watches every week.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Well, she listens.
Well,
on the treadmill.
I dearly hope that anyone who watches, even for an instant, has as much fun as we have making the show.
Probably not.
Because
I don't know.
even at our most miserable, we have a good time with each other, and it's wonderful.
We're the best team. We're almost.
I like how you just keep trying to sell that.
No, it's legit.
Trace Horny Boys.
Don't give it away. That's yours. You got to keep that in your pocket.
Yeah.
Back to Gargano.
My horny boy.
Keep your horny boys in your keep your damn horny boys in your damn pocket. Get effed.
Yeah.
I know there's not going to be a safe space for me to take a drink for the rest of the show.
Safe space.
Yeah, Gargano's in a rough spot.
But what do you want him to do?
Because Ciampa's like super laid up until the middle of next year. 'Cause his leg is like falling off, and they had to duct tape it back on until it heals. I think he had a full legotomy, like he had it amputated, and then somebody's leg was put on.
Tyler Bate was involved?
Yeah, I think he's got like a horse leg.
No,
on.
he was just there chomping at the bit.
Yeah, they gave him the old leg. He was busted up anyway.
Ate the leg like a big corn on the cob.
There was nothing but bone left. So what do we expect from Johnny Gargano? Like, what is he gonna do? Because he doesn't have a nemesis. The whole point was him having a nemesis, and his nemesis is in a worse situation than he is, which is really disappointing.
Maybe he'll come out and gloat and be like, sure, you turn on me, but you really jacked up your leg. See ya.
Bye.
At least I have a leg that works, idiot.
Let's
You dumb
speculate
idiot.
real quick about...
Sure.
I think I feel like there's going to be another round of call-ups after SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah?
There ought to
So
be.
who do you think is next in line?
Oh!
No, I
cue
had
the
them-
music.
No, don't do that to Steve. He's had a long day.
What?
If he can even hear us right now.
Through his laughter, because he got effed too. I don't. You know what? I don't know who's next. Really, it depends on the title picture.
I wouldn't be surprised if Strong.
I would.
was one of them.
Yeah. Do you think that
Yeah,
he
what
goes
else
to a
does he
main
have
show
to
or to
do?
205?
No, I'm talking about the main role. Well,
Main is 205.
no, I don't think he's going to be in the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah. Where do you think he would do better on Raw or SmackDown?
I think he'll do about the same. I don't think it matters.
Hi, Hobo. What's up?
Hey,
Wherever they need a mid card babyface most, like I don't think it matters. He will slot into whatever opening they have.
I guess that's a really good thing to say about Roderick Strong is
'Cause you don't have to-
He's incredibly versatile. He's easy to like, easy to hate.
And it's also not a situation where it's not a situation where with like Bailey or with like Shinsuke Nakamura where you're like, we got someone potentially really special. We have to be extremely delicate and careful about how we like introduce them and how we present them.
Yeah.
And they screwed up Bailey, so I mean,
well.
but you know what I mean.
telling
Like,
me there's a
there's a
chance.
lot of people just wait so long for someone to come up and they're clearly going to be a very big star, so they have to be very careful about the thing.
Right.
Like Ty Dillinger was introduced perfectly to the main roster via the Royal Rumble, and then there were several months later, and then he came up, after WrestleMania, and it was cool.
But then you've got, on the other side, you have like Apollo Crews. What you can say is he's generally all the way around. He's very versatile. You can use him in whatever role.
Okay. I'm going to say I think that Strong would be better on Raw because you could potentially bring him in to Titus Worldwide and have him be like Titus, like, maybe getting frustrated with his charges not doing as well as he'd hope, and be like, I went out and signed one of the hottest free agents, and he's going to make a difference with the Titus brand, and then.
I could get behind that. Because Cruz and Strong as a tag team,
That'd be
that would be
dope.
pretty boss.
Yeah.
I gotta say. And they need a mouthpiece. Just let them have a mouthpiece.
Yeah, Titus.
Yeah. Let that happen. But who else? Is there any...
I
mean,
think, Asuka.
Asuka's always the topic of conversation. How is she going to lose? How is she going to lose? How is she going to be brought up? How is she going to be utilized? The questions swirl around her more than absolutely anybody else in NXT.
And the finals of the Mae Young Classic are after Brooklyn 3.
It's true. Heck.
So I think Strong, Asuka are both candidates. I think It's possible you could have either Itami or Ohno. Probably not Ohno, but you could have Itami come up possibly.
I think you could put Ohno up there.
Because there's a lot of guys right now that don't have a lot to do, and I mean, like Aleister Black's someone that you could set up like immediately.
Ooh,
And I think Velveteen Dream is in that boat too. I really do.
But Aleister Black, it feels like he maybe has. They haven't even started telling his story in NXT yet.
No.
Yeah.
And it's just I think it's just a question of, do they want to tell that story on the main roster or do they want to tell it on NXT? Because he could potentially be a great, like, chaotic, neutral opponent for Drew McIntyre if Drew McIntyre takes the belt.
Yeah.
Right.
I think he could go all the way. I don't know. I'm real tired.
Yeah, I think it would be better served using Black on the main roster. Like, don't just save it. Save it all for when he gets there.
Save it. Get heft.
Mister.
Put your sorries in a sack.
Yeah, sorry.
Sack.
Damn it.
In the back, we get Kayla with the iconic duo talking about Billie Kay's birthday. They didn't get her a cake. Nobody got her a card except for Peyton. And they're hurt and they're disrespected, but nobody cares. Because Andrade Almas is arguing with the lady that we saw a couple weeks ago. Let me know, it was Thea Trinidad. Only referred to as Loca. Esta Loca.
I was going to say, but they didn't need to get her a clown for her birthday. Because all she would have to do is look in the mirror.
Hey!
Burn! Sick burn!
That was a pretty good one.
Yeah!
But some tensions between two people that we still know nothing about their relationship. How about that?
How did she get in? Why is she allowed in here?
Probably a friend's pass. You could probably get, like, hi, I'm checking in my cousin or whoever.
I just want a whole show of Billy and Peyton.
Yeah, let that happen.
Get that piloted up for the network.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. I mean,
Come on,
they're never going to make more Camp WWEs, apparently. So.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
We don't know.
They've only released, what, 4?
Maybe 6.
Okay.
But they were all, like, really weird.
So
it was like 2
hot.
in one night and then 2 across a week and then it was also really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It had good
It's-
reception. Hey! Hey!
I'm sorry.
Think you can talk to me that way,
Yeah.
Mister?
Yeah.
I've done things.
When I get missed, when I get pissed, you get missed. I'm ruined it. I'm trying to do a thing.
When I get pissed,
you get missed. Mister. Remember the superhero? Yeah. Sidekick of the Drizzle? Who is the Drizzle? Anyway.
it's like a bunch of ants on a charred catfish.
Too old to understand any of these references.
My name is... But something that I found really interesting is in a show where we had 2 matches, we got highlights of a Mae Young Classic qualifier. Why do you think that is? They released it online, but I don't understand why they wouldn't have just made it a part of the show. Where we didn't even get a full debut for Bianca Belair.
Because we needed all that time for video packages.
We needed time to show that Roderick montage one more time.
Because they want us to care about him. But the thing is, I don't care. I don't care about him or his family. Everybody has a family, except for Aleister Black, probably.
He probably has a family.
Born of the devil.
Yeah, no, he wears a rubber. No.
Oh, he doesn't have a family of his own.
Right.
Oh, okay, got it.
What the hell is wrong with you? You piece of garbage.
Because...
No, please explain it. We've got all the time in the world. I'm trying to get this shirt done before the end of the show.
Because the church doesn't like birth control. That's why. That's how I know. And he likes Satan. So obviously, that's a short walk.
Satan loves condoms.
Yeah. Duh.
Steve coming in clutch. All right.
It worked.
Moving on.
Great placement of that. That was
Some people are thinking, budget cuts.
Budget cuts,
apparently.
yeah.
Timing issues. People are saying that timing issues with when it was like time during the show and segments and That's why I believe you.
I don't know.
I just wish with somebody with a talent as on fire as Bianca Belair. Especially, we saw her live at San Diego, and she was making headlines for the live shows. To see her without getting a chance to see what she's all about.
The crowd loved her. That match, crowd loved her. She owned that match. It was great. And her and Leah's obviously automatically pretty freaking great on the road.
Great person to put her in the ring with, too.
Right, and Bianca Belair's, she's a powerhouse, and she's got such a unique look with that hair of hers, and she's able to utilize it like it matters. And her having ridiculously long hair is actually a plus instead of a minus for her, because she uses it in the match. I don't understand why they didn't have it on. But that's... It would have helped. It would have helped the show.
I think that they taped the qualifiers thinking that they might put them on the air, and then I think that at some point they probably wanted to say, let's save this for the Mae Young Classic so that people don't get overexposed on the women who are in it, or we don't.
But they released it digitally.
No, I know, but the amount of people who are gonna...
Let me put it to you this way. It would have been a good hook, because this match was good. I saw all of the Mae Young qualifiers that were filmed during this taping. This was one of the better ones. So it would have been a good hook for them to go, if you like this match, go over here and watch more, because the other ones weren't as hot. This was really good. So put it out. I don't know. To me, it makes sense. Hey, I'm not there. I don't work for them.
Not yet.
Whatever.
Not a part of your system.
They don't want a system. I have a system.
No.
I'm like a dog chasing a car.
Systems ain't a part of your system.
Like a system of the down.
On the joke that I'm happy I didn't say immediately.
Wake up!
Get up! So it's time for our main event already. Wow, time flew. Anyway.
Yeah, no, we've been doing a good job.
Thanks for the wink. On his way out, Roderick gets asked, "What's on your mind?" Victory. Heads on out.
Finally.
Short, sweet, to the point. Exactly what we needed. That bit of determination into it. But unfortunately, he didn't go on last. Because Bobby Roode, tonight, Roderick Strong stands across the ring from his reality. A reality that is simply glorious. So good.
He gets the last word and the best word.
That's another part of the champion's advantage.
I guess.
Yeah. You get to
But
go on
really,
second.
he should have. Strong should have gone out last. Or, yeah, Strong should have gone out last to try and get that pop and recuperate from everything that is glorious Bobby Roode. Let him get the last word. Bobby Roode's already great, for God's sake.
Ron Corleone says, "I want Roderick to get repackaged as a guy who calls people bucko, tells people to sit on it, and sing about how he found his thrill on Blueberry Hill."
Nice.
Sit on it? What is it?
Sit on it.
Sit on it.
Hey.
But what's it?
Don't worry about it.
What is it?
What is it?
What is
It's it.
What is it?
Yeah, great match.
This is super
Right
entertaining.
from the get-go too, right from the opening headlock. Great match. Best, like, most entertaining, exciting match I've seen Roderick Strong be in. Really perfect WWE main event style match. Had a lot of emotion in it and a lot of I think just the right amount of extracurricular stuff happening on the outside. The right amount of Bobby Roode being a heel. Really, like, just the same as Bobby Roode has always been since he arrived. Like, not really that much of a heel, just opportunistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why I feel like that's the story they should be telling.
Mm-hmm.
That Roderick Strong overall is better than Bobby Roode. It has nothing to do with his family. Mm-hmm. Zero to do with the family. It has to do with how opportunistic Bobby Roode is. He's not a better wrestler than Roderick Strong. He is just infinitesimally smarter. He knows how to move in such a way that Roderick Strong is caught off guard. And you see that with the moment that he almost took out the referee. Roderick Strong was revving up. He almost took out Drake, but he fed him right back around, and Bobby Roode caught him with the glorious DDT.
Yeah.
And that is what Bobby Roode is. He is just smarter. He's not stronger. He's not faster. He is just smarter. And you can give Roderick Strong strength and speed, but if he doesn't have the brains, baby, it doesn't matter. Brains are what gets you gold. It's not power, it's not speed, it's brains. Bobby Roode's proven that time and time again.
I believe it.
He is playing the brain game. He wrestles from the neck up.
From the neck down, pure sex.
I mean, look at him.
Yeah, he looks great.
Come on.
I've made a resolution, but by the time I'm Bobby Roode's age, I want to look like that. It's the only man that's older than me.
But Hobo, what was it like being in the building for this one?
It was good. Everybody was...
Did you climax?
No, close.
That was the next week.
Yeah.
It took a week for you to fully process this match so that you could achieve climax.
It's the proper refractory period.
Yeah. What are we talking about again?
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
But be rude.
Sweaty men. It was a good match.
Bobby Roode.
It was a good match, and I think everybody was satisfied with it. I've seen this match twice now, and there are some things that I would change about it. But at the time of seeing it live, it felt like a really good match. The story it told live felt better than how it looked taped. That's my analysis of the difference.
Do you think that's something to do with the commentary, or just the overall presentation?
It could be the commentary.
There might have been some slight editing. Like, generally matches feel better live.
But also the TV cut of having the commercial breaks.
That's true.
Right, exactly. I didn't see it with any breaks or any of that. It was 100% engaging from start to finish. And I think the breaks that you see on TV sort of took you out of it a little bit. So it was a little bit harder for you to get back into it. So when you're watching it start to finish, you really feel it more. But those breaks take you out. And maybe that's what it was that caused me to start to second guess some of the things that I saw today taped
versus what you remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I remember it being, that was really good. It felt good. It felt good. But here wasn't the same feeling. Here I was like, that's not how that should be. That should be different. That's not. I would change that. It's a different game. You know, it's seeing something live and seeing it taped are two different animals. And it's hard to analyze every single difference between the two. It's the different camera angles, if there are any. It's the commentary. It's everything. You can feel more emotion when you're there than when you're watching it. You can't feel the emotion. You can't feel the electricity, the excitement, all of that. You're sort of void of all of the things that draw you into it. And as a result, you are a little bit more cold and analytical, and that's what I felt today that I was, both cold and analytical. I wasn't feeling the match.
Interesting.
Yeah. I suppose because I knew how it ended. I knew what was going to happen. I knew what was coming. So without that shock of how is this going to end, I think it took me.
Because you already experienced it.
Right. So I was a little bit... I don't know, callous to it, you know? That moment where Bobby Roode gets his foot under the bottom rope. At the time, big deal. Whoa, boy, that was real close. But now I'm like, it's not a surprise to me anymore. That happened. I hope you all were excited about it. It was exciting at the time. Yeah. I think Roderick Strong is a hell of a wrestler. But if they didn't want us to care about him so much, I'd care about him more. Stop sort of forcing me. Forcing my hand.
It's like how they're always trotting out pictures of Roman Reigns' family.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
I don't watch main roster stuff. Is that a thing?
Is that real? Is that something?
I'm gonna be doing Raw again.
Well, they'll
expect you to not lie to me, Bill.
They'll only do that when Roman Reigns feuds with John Cena on the lead up to WrestleMania, and John Cena's like, "I found some pictures of your family, Jack," and they're like photoshopped, like on like a face on a cow's butt.
Best John Cena.
Why does John Cena sound like Slick?
Have you never heard John Cena's fired up joke voice before?
Maybe I haven't. I don't know. Now I'm questioning my life. I've been watching him for like 20 years.
You've lived the best life of all of us.
Have I never experienced John Cena
at his best?
At his best?
If you can't handle him at his worst, you don't deserve him at his best.
What is his worst?
I don't know. When he's showing,
he doesn't have a
when
worst.
He's showing bad photoshops of people's family members
with butts for faces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No.
Bill, what did you feel about the resolution of this match?
I thought it was fine. Like I said, the whole match was good. It didn't necessarily need the false finish, but I thought if you're going to do a false finish, that they did it well.
That was the best way to do it. But especially they don't utilize the. It seems like we get more hold rope breaks.
Yeah.
And they made a big deal out of Kevin Owens' one finger rope break, but we don't get a lot of the under the rope that much. So when it happened, it was like, wait, we're still doing that?
Slightly less obvious. That's sort of the problem with it. Is it takes some real noticing. The ref almost missed it completely. Yeah. Or he did miss it and then had to reverse. I'm not even sure. I'm not sure if his hand came down for the 3 count. I don't know. But that's part of the problem with having the leg under the rope. You want it up and obvious where the referee can see it. He slid it under. Yeah. And I think, Roderick Strong, didn't his leg hurt?
Shut up.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Did it?
He went for that finish and dropped him right on his leg, the hurt leg, the leg that has been working on for at least the last 20 minutes. So didn't it hurt when you dropped? You went for that cover awful quick. You couldn't build the suspense. Never mind.
You just totally dropped it. You poor boy. Well, this I think was one of the best showings that, as you mentioned, one of the best showings that we've gotten from Roderick Strong in NXT working a WWE style match. And this is what we wanted. We wanted him to be able to bring it, and I thought he totally brought it. It's definitely not time for him to win the championship yet, but do you think that we will see him get the NXT championship?
I think he goes to the main roster before he gets.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's not. He can't. Why should he? In what way would that help him? No. He moves on without it. It'll be a mark that'll haunt him for the rest of his career.
Like
and
me.
He can use it to his advantage.
I'm a mark that will stay with you for the rest of your career.
Aww.
You certainly have.
Bless you.
You guys are sweet. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we're done. There was a little bit of news about the Mae Young Classic. It's Kairi Sane is what she's going by, not Sane.
I think it's Sane.
Kairi Sane, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, as we know, and Piper Niven. Pretty stoked about her being involved. Mm-hmm. She's a Scottish wrestler. She does a lot of WCPW.
Oh, I know her. Yeah.
When I saw her name on the list, I was like, oh, what? Awesome.
Yeah.
Super excited for those.
I'm glad they're bringing in different kinds of women too.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. Bill, what are you working on? What do you got? What are you doing? What are you doing, little boy?
We are doing still pro wrestling coverage with spandex.com.
No!
What?
Uproxx.com/pro wrestling, uproxx.com. Check out all of our stuff. I'll be doing some more stuff next week. We've got more interviews from Glow coming up. We've got another couple interviews coming up that are going to be really fun and neat, and sort of interviews that people aren't really going to be thinking about us getting. So yeah, check
surprises.
That out. Yeah.
Surprise me, Bill.
How about you, Hobo?
I'm on Twitter at True Hobo, and I've done a lot of stuff this last week, including did security for 2 different shows on the international TV, and I put out a new shirt.
We put out a new shirt. Thank you very much.
It was my idea.
Hobo Security up on nxtteam.spreadshirt.com, along where you can get a Terminator 2 Secret of the Use shirt. And Cancelmania coming real soon. I just couldn't quite finish it throughout the course of the show. But
you were doing Photoshop.
I was on Photoshop during the show.
He's quick, man.
Yeah.
He's quick.
But this has been a wonderful time. Make sure to follow me on Twitter as well at Mark Donica. Watch the rest of our wrestling content. We didn't have Raw this week because of the holiday. We didn't have SmackDown because of the holiday.
Oh, I'm doing the Great Balls of Fire after show on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
they asked me.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I'll be here for that.
So we've got that coming up on Sunday.
Balls.
Yeah. Let me hear you say balls.
Balls.
Yeah. And I'm doing a couple of silly cartoon shows, so make sure to follow me on Twitter at Mark Donica for more information on that. Also, check out Popcorn Talk, BHL, Book Circle Online, and all of us here at AfterBuzz TV. Leave a comment and a review down below. Find us on iTunes, leave us a comment, so the people who look for NXT, they find us and regret. So, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the NXT After Show right here on AfterBuzz TV. We will see you next week.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
We're gonna buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.